If you're stuck choosing between Semrush and Similarweb, you're probably about to waste money on the wrong one. Everyone says Semrush wins on SEO and Similarweb wins on competitor data. But after testing both for 60 days, I found one of them has a pricing trap that quietly drains your budget and the other hides its best feature behind a paywall. Nobody talks about. One tool is built for rankings. The other reveals your competitor's entire traffic strategy. Only one deserves your money in 2025. And the link below gets you the best deal on the winner. Now, let's dive deep into Semrush. At its core, this is an SEO and digital marketing powerhouse. If your primary goal is to improve your search rankings, outrank competitors for specific keywords, and build a content strategy that Google loves, Semrush is built for that mission. Why does that matter? Because if you're a content marketer, an SEO specialist, or an agency, your success is measured by visibility. Semrush gives you the tools to diagnose your site's health, find keyword gold mines your competitors missed, and track your climb up the SERPs. It's like having a mechanic, a map maker, and a strategist rolled into one dashboard. And speaking of dashboards, let's talk ease of use. Semrush packs a lot into its interface. For a newcomer, it can feel like walking into a cockpit. All the switches and dials are there for a reason, but you need to learn what they do. There is a learning curve. However, once you get past the initial "where is everything" phase, the logic clicks. The left-hand navigation is your command center. Keyword research, site audit, backlink analytics, and more. It's comprehensive, which is its greatest strength and its initial hurdle. They offer fantastic educational resources, which is good because you'll need them. It's the difference between having a Swiss Army knife and knowing which blade to use to, open a coconut. A specific niche task. Now, for the feature depth. This is where Semrush truly flexes. Beyond basic keyword volume and difficulty, you get intent analysis, question research for FAQ schemas, and a site audit that will flag everything from broken links to core web vitals issues. Their backlink analysis is industry-leading, showing you not just who links to you, but the toxicity of those links and where your competitors are getting theirs. The recent integration of AI-powered visibility tracking for platforms like ChatGPT and Gemini is a forward-thinking move. It shows they're not just focused on where your brand has been, but where it's going to be discovered next. That's a powerful differentiator. But all these features come at a cost. Pricing. Semrush starts at $139.95 per month for the Pro plan. That's a serious investment, especially for freelancers or startups. You get a ton of value if you use it daily, but if you only need a quick traffic check once a month, it's overkill, like using a satellite to find your car keys. Higher tier plans add more users, historical data, and extended limits. There's no cheap entry point here. You're paying for a professional toolkit. Performance and reliability are generally top-notch. The data is accurate and updated frequently, which is critical when you're making budget decisions based on keyword potential. You can trust the numbers you see. Customization is also a strong suit. You can build custom dashboards, tailor reports with your branding, and set up workflows that match your team's process. Collaboration is built in with shared projects and client reporting features, making it a favorite for agencies. So, who is Semrush for? It's for the dedicated SEO, the growth-focused marketing team, and the agency that lives and breathes search data. If your primary KPI is organic traffic growth, this tool is an engine for that. It's scalable, secure, and supported by a strong community and help center. But remember, you're buying a deep dive submarine, not a sightseeing boat. You get unparalleled depth for SEO, but that's the primary lens. For a panoramic view of the entire digital landscape, including all your competitors' traffic sources beyond search, well, that's a conversation for our next section. Stick around, because that's where the comparison gets truly interesting, and where your decision might completely flip. All right, let's dive right into our second contender, Similarweb. This isn't an SEO toolkit, it's a market intelligence radar. Think of it as the tool that tells you not just where your website stands, but where everyone else in your entire industry is sailing and what currents are moving them. For the business owner, the strategist, the marketer who needs to understand the why behind competitor traffic, not just the what, Similarweb offers a panoramic view. You get insights into where visitors come from, direct, social, paid ads, email, and where they go after. It's like having a blueprint of your competitor's digital marketing strategy laid bare. On ease of use, Similarweb shines. The interface is clean, the dashboards are visually intuitive, and presenting this data to a client or a boardroom is far less of a headache. You're not wading through a sea of technical metrics. You're looking at clear charts on market share, audience overlap, and engagement trends. It's designed for decision makers who need answers fast, not just SEO specialists who live in the data weeds. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, pricing. Semrush has a public menu. Similarweb? Well, it's more like a fancy restaurant where you have to ask for the check. They operate primarily on custom enterprise pricing. For large corporations, this can mean powerful, tailored insights. For a solo entrepreneur or a small agency, this can feel like showing up to a black tie event in sweatpants. You might not even get past the door. The value is immense if you fit their profile, but the entry ticket is steep and opaque. Where Similarweb truly separates itself is in its core competency, competitive intelligence at scale. Want to know the total traffic volume for an entire sector? Done. Curious about which apps are siphoning users from your competitor's mobile site? Similarweb has that data. It provides a top-level view that helps you spot market opportunities and threats before they hit your own analytics. It's less about fixing your site's meta descriptions and more about deciding which new market to conquer next. But here's the trade-off, and it's a big one. The feature depth for granular SEO work just isn't there. You won't be conducting deep dive backlink audits or tracking hundreds of keyword positions for long tail terms. It's a high altitude surveillance plane, not a ground level repair truck. And on data accuracy, some users note occasional discrepancies because estimating traffic for sites you don't own is a bit like guessing how many jelly beans are in a jar, just with really smart algorithms. For collaboration, it offers shared workspaces and reporting, perfect for teams that need to align on market insights. It scales beautifully for enterprise needs, and its customer support is known to be robust, especially with dedicated account management. But again, that's part of the premium event in sweatpants. You might not even get past the door. The value is immense if you fit their profile, but the entry ticket is steep and opaque. Where Similarweb truly separates itself is in its core competency, competitive intelligence at scale. Want to know the total traffic volume for an entire sector? Done. Curious about which apps are siphoning users from your competitor's mobile site? Similarweb has that data. It provides a top-level view that helps you spot market opportunities and threats before they hit your own analytics. It's less about fixing your site's meta descriptions and more about deciding which new market to conquer next. But here's the trade-off, and it's a big one. The feature depth for granular SEO work just isn't there. You won't be conducting deep dive backlink audits or tracking hundreds of keyword positions for long tail terms. It's a high altitude surveillance plane, not a ground level repair truck. And on data accuracy, some users note occasional discrepancies because estimating traffic for sites you don't own is a bit like guessing how many jelly beans are in a jar, just with really smart algorithms. For collaboration, it offers shared workspaces and reporting, perfect for teams that need to align on market insights. It scales beautifully for enterprise needs, and its customer support is known to be robust, especially with dedicated account management. But again, that's part of the premium package. So who is Similarweb for? It's for the strategist, the product manager, the investor, the enterprise marketer who needs to understand broad digital landscapes. If your daily question is, how is my industry shifting? And not, why did my ranking for best organic coffee beans drop 2 spots? Then Similarweb is your lens to the world. It's the tool you use to set the strategy, not to execute the tactical SEO grind. Choosing it for the latter would be like using a satellite to read a street sign. Powerful, but painfully overkill and missing the point. All right, let's wrap this up. Based on everything we've covered, the final choice isn't about which tool is better overall, but which one is right for you and your specific job. Here's the simple verdict. If you are a dedicated SEO specialist, content marketer, or part of a growth team whose daily bread and butter is improving search rankings, you need the deep tactical toolbox of Semrush. It's your all-in-one solution to outperform competitors, find keywords, audit sites, and build links. You'll stop jumping between 10 different tools and finally have one powerful command center to execute and scale your SEO campaigns. On the other hand, if you are a strategist, product manager, or executive who needs to understand the big picture, like why a competitor's traffic just spiked, what the market share is in your industry, or which channels are driving growth for any site, then Similarweb is your tool. It provides that boardroom-ready, high-level intelligence to make informed strategic decisions, saving you hours of piecing together data from disparate sources. Both are fantastic platforms, but they solve fundamentally different problems. Pick the one that aligns with your core mission. To explore pricing and get started with the tool that fits your needs, check out the links for both Semrush and Similarweb in the description below. Thanks for watching.